break, so I can
questions.
so I can go quickly. But yes, so thank you so much, Pam, for that introduction. So Save the Children Action Network is the political advocacy affiliate of Save the Children, which is a large global nonprofit charitable organization. So our advocacy work is focused domestically on early childhood education, and we added child nutrition after the pandemic. When we saw what everyone here saw, that when children aren't in school, that means they're not being fed. So on the programmatic side, Save the Children jumped in to get food bussed out to children in rural communities. And so as the advocacy affiliate, Save the Children Action Network, we have taken that on as a policy priority within the last couple of years. So we have, on the federal level, primarily focused on WIC, but with the Farm Bill coming up, and with SNAP being such a huge component of that, we are focusing on SNAP now. And so we were in DC a few weeks ago, and I got trained on our priorities around SNAP as well as our volunteers, and we went and talked to our federal delegation about strengthening SNAP within the Farm Bill, and all of our delegation was very supportive of that. But a couple things I want to just point out, which is that studies show that SNAP benefits have reduced food insecurities for households with limited resources, and really that SNAP participation reduces food insecurity by as much as 30% and is even more effective among children. It's a very powerful anti-poverty tool. Research has also found that SNAP kept nearly 8 million people above the poverty line before the pandemic, including 3.6 million children. And we also know that of all of the 42 million people who are on SNAP, about half of those are children. So that is a huge reason why we focus. We're a child-focused organization, and we also know we're focused on those early years, right? So a child's brain is 90% developed by the time they're 5 years old. So if there's not adequate nutrition for that child, it literally impacts their brain development and the rest of their life. So we're really, those are the reasons that we were focused on SNAP, and I work to mobilize people around these issues, and I have a great expert in Washington, D.C. who can advise me on what we're talking about within SNAP. So she and I talked about SNAP before coming here today, so I can share a little bit more with you all. But what she's identified of things we really want to focus on within SNAP. Of course, it's a huge, huge program, and there are many reforms that need to be taken. So these are just a couple of things that we've chosen to focus on. And that's that we really want to see the current structure of SNAP preserved. We want families to be able to buy the food that works for them. It preserves their dignity, and also they need to be able to purchase food that they know their children will eat. And I know that as a mom of a toddler, I put healthy dinners in front of her every night, and several nights a week I still have to pull out the frozen chicken nuggets or something that I know just to get some food in her belly. So we want to make sure that families are able to feed their children and do what works best for them, while also looking at other parts of the Farm Bill, including some nutrition education, things of that nature, so that families are also working on getting those nutritious foods. And then within SNAP, we also really want to focus on increasing the levels of benefits. Currently, benefits aren't covering the cost of an average meal in 99% of the U.S., so that's something that we want to see changed. And we also want to see SNAP, this really came up through the pandemic, SNAP benefits that expand to cover online purchasing fees. Really important, especially in areas more rural. And then briefly I can touch on our international component within the Farm Bill that we're looking at. So there's a global hunger crisis going on, I'm sure you all are well aware of as well, due to conflict, due to climate change. And so our Save the Children staff in other countries have been really working on that, I'm like food sovereignty. I'm just thinking about food sovereignty basically. So asking some more investment in farming equipment, access to agricultural loans, education on nutrition, water management, risk management processes to address things like when climate change might affect a farm. So those are the kind of things that we're looking at in the international side. And I just want to just echo that, this is a right. There's the rights of the child, and food is one of them. And so it's so critical that we are advocating for this. We have too many children going hungry in the U.S., too many people going hungry, and this is a right that people have to have access to healthy, nutritious food. And so I'm really honored that I got to be part of this panel today. I've learned so much. I've learned so much being part of this group, and so I appreciate you all, and thanks for having me here today.